All right. Thanks a lot. That was a great panel. Big fan of John's and the work that he's doing. I think he's the smartest guy at the intersection of crypto and sports. So, real quick, I'm Lou Kerner giving a talk on how community will save capitalism. Um, uh, Real quick, my community origin story. I have had the pleasure of thinking deeply about community for more than 20 years. I was CEO of Bolt. We were the largest social network in the world before MySpace peaked at 23 million kids. Did 8 acquisitions, including the first person to call Zuckerberg and offer to buy Facebook. I invested in '09, invested in a lot of other community-related companies like Meetup. And one of the interesting things about being an investor is how much investments can change your life, and Meetup totally changed my life. And then on June 29th, 2017, I held a conference call, and on the conference call, I saw the crypto light. And what I saw was that for the first time in history, we had a tool set to solve for the community instead of the man in the middle, and I thought that was going to be the biggest thing to happen in human history, and I've been crypto 24/7 ever since. But you got to start off with, well, what is crypto? And I was a former equity analyst on Wall Street, and I spent a lot of time trying to pithily describe it. And of course, you can't teach people crypto in 15 or 30 seconds. But what you can do is incentivize them to maybe learn about some more. And so now when I try and tell people what it is, it's something that I learned from Sacred Economics, which is the best book that I've read, taught me more than anything in my 6 years of being crypto 24/7. And what I tell people that crypto is, to me, is I really felt like I grew up in a culture of greed, and I was, a community of greed, and I was taught that the more I took for myself, the better. And that made a lot of sense because I liked stuff and I was good at taking it. But it turns out that there are other cultures of giving and culture of generosity. And to me, that's what crypto is. And it sounds, and really, who doesn't want to be a part of that? Seriously, and everybody should be a part of that. And what powers it is community. And community is a word that gets used a lot. But again, I think we got to define community. And to me, what a community is it's an ecosystem where when it works, everyone gets more out of it than they give. And again, that's magical, right? And again, who doesn't want to be a part of that? And so to understand a little bit better, well, how does that even work? Well, you can think of it on the micro or macro basis. But on the micro basis, right, a community is 2 people. And if you're in a relationship and you're not getting more out of it than you're giving, then what are you doing? That is not a healthy relationship. And obviously, both of you should be getting more out of it than you're putting in. And that's why, a great community is when everybody's getting more out of it than they're putting in. At the macro level, if you think, well, how big can communities become? And I believe that communities can scale highly correlated to what I call value delta. So in other words, a community manufactures something for community members at a cost of X. Community members get it and they value it at Y. And the bigger the difference between X and Y, the bigger the community can become, which is why, if you think about it, the biggest communities in the world are actually the things with the biggest value deltas. And we have a collective name for those things. We call those things religions. And that's why they've scaled to billions of people and lasted thousands of years, because they have massive value delta. My day job, I'm a partner of Blockchain Co-Investors. We're a crypto fund of funds, CEO of our crypto SPAC, and I'm a senior advisor to Mullis & Company. We're an investment bank. If you're raising more than $100 million, come and talk to us. We started the first global blockchain group on Wall Street. But my passion is really community. And I started Crypto Mondays in January of 2018. I just wanted to go to a place to hang out with other people who are as passionate about me as crypto. And now there are 51 Crypto Mondays around the world. I have the pleasure of spending 60% of my time bouncing around the world. I don't know if Caitlin Arjou is here, but she crushes it in Crypto Mondays London. Mike Evron, who ran Crypto Mondays, I don't think he's here, of LA for a while. But it's an amazing, amazing community. Gave it to the DAO about 1.5 years ago. And now my focus is on the Crypto Oracle Collective, which is a decentralized Web3 advisory service. And I set out to solve, we set out to solve what I think is one of the biggest problems for more people not working in Web3, and that's that there are a lot of awesome people who want to work in Web3 and lots of great people lots of great projects who want to hire them, but the majority of the projects want to hire them with illiquid tokens or equity, and most people have rent to pay and get hungry. And so the collective, essentially we take in $100 of illiquid stuff from projects we get paid on. We're happy getting paid in cash or liquid stuff, but the majority of our projects we work on, we're getting paid in the liquid stuff. We put $100 in our treasury of illiquid stuff. We mint $80 of liquid stuff, so every minting is accretive to existing token holders, and the token holders get the other 20%. We don't have any investors. We just created some token economics. So we're growing this. We're a community, and so we're about how do you give more utility to your community members. Today, the greatest utility is through speakers that we get and come and talk to us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's great from 1 to 2. We started with 24 Web3 experts in July. We're now over 180. So I think we've really found product market fit. With that many people, we've got a very broad range of things that we can help projects with. But undoubtedly, the two that we help the most with, one is building community. It's not easy, and the other is raising capital, because today, obviously, that's a very difficult thing to do with our investor relations. And ultimately, what we found is that we're really ultimately solving, rethinking human coordination about how is it that, everybody wants to work on what they want to work on, when they want to work on it, importantly with who they want to work on. That's a great thing about a collective is you only have to work with the people that you want to work with, and that's much different than how the rest of the world often works. But enabling people to do that and deliver really high quality service is a complex thing that we need to figure out. But that's a challenge that we're on. So exciting times. And when whatever time it is, whether it still feels like it feels like crypto spring now to me. It feels like we went through a long winter, but obviously nobody knows. But regardless of whether and I written more than 350 blog posts. The second most read blog post I ever wrote, I wrote in December 17, and it was titled "The Crypto Bubble Isn't a Bubble, It's a ... It was simply 3 slides that I think really helps put the moment into context. This is the first slide, and this is Amazon's price chart from 1997 to 1999, up 65x, and you have to say, well, was that a bubble? And that's from 97 through 99, up 65x, wow. And then the next slide shows it extends the timeline out 2 years. So you get this 65x up, and then from its peak, Amazon was down 95%. And so you say, well, is that a bubble and a crash? And then if you take that and you extend it out another 20 years, right, that massive thing, that bubble and crash, right, is actually just an imperceptible blip. And to me, I was a Wall Street analyst for the first third of my career. I put out 2 price targets in 20 plus years. One was I published a report on Facebook in March of 2010 because, oh my God. And I published a report in January of 2021 where I put $1 million price target on Bitcoin in 2031. I get there in math. Obviously, Facebook blew by. I said it was worth $50 billion when it was trading at $16 billion. And it obviously blew by that. And my guess is, if Bitcoin is a thing, and I'm pretty sure it's a thing, then it'll blow by the $1 million per Bitcoin in 2031. But there's a lot of work to do between now and then. So let's fucking go. Thank you.